your ability to succeed in business abroad is directly correlable to the ability to understand different cultures. And this statement may sound a little bit crazy. However, if you watch this video all the way through, I think you'll agree. Hello and welcome back to the Traveling Report. Today I wanted to go over why international business is directly correlable to people who are naturally good at understanding different cultures. And for a little bit of background about where I'm coming from. I left the United States at 18 to travel the world. I've been to 35 plus different countries where I have met many amazing people and I've made many memories. But the thing that I have realized that has helped me the most in global business isn't the fact that I was able to make some insanely good structure. Realistically, anyone with an internet connection can make the same structure I do. But what I am good at and how I rise above in business is invariably the fact that I know how to understand cultures. And I think that realistically, someone who is learning to create value in a country should learn their culture. If not for business, just out of respect. And of course, when I speak with my employees in different countries, currently my editor who's editing this is from the beautiful country of the Philippines, where I plan to go here soon. However, the fact that I can speak with someone from the Philippines and understand them, and them understand me, and us be on the same page, this is extremely important. If you are hiring abroad, if you are creating connections abroad, if you're networking abroad, if you are truly trying to just do about anything in another country than your own. And for me, it was simple in Philippines, as even though the Philippines speaks Tagalog and additionally other native languages, Cebuano, stuff like this. They do speak very good English to an extent that I, of course, was able to understand them. And additionally, enough to where, of course, she edits my video. However, what's realistically is fundamentally different between my family and my country and her family and her country, which this is how I understand cultures as well, is through families and how families interact. There's a huge difference between the family structure of the Philippines and the family structure of the United States. And this is seen in just about every aspect of life. And so when I speak with someone from a new culture, it's often that the first lens I look through, and especially after I moved to Europe, is through family. And I don't ask maybe directly in all cases, as I believe that it's important to have some respect for where someone wants to speak and someone doesn't want to speak. However, when I speak with, someone from a different country that I've never spoken to before, which I've spoken to probably close to 170 different nations by now, in terms of like the people and where they come from, their nationality, both in person and online. What I do, the first thing I do, if I haven't already spoken to that person, is, I try to speak a little bit about their family. And to me, this signals exactly how you can approach their culture. Additionally, I feel that learning the language is a huge benefit. Maunda dla pagkartulac, pagflas ship, mówię po polsku, ale nie bardzo dobrze. So, of course, I speak a few different languages. To go over which languages I just spoke, I spoke Georgian, Albanian, and Polish, as those are the cultures I feel most connected to in the current moment, I would say. And I do speak quite a few languages day to day. I communicate with friends in Spanish all the time. So for me, it is very important to spend time learning these languages and learning how they impact this specific group. And, right now I'm learning Russian because I'm going to, for instance, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan. Now, not all of these have Russian as the native language. However, it's enough people speak it as a native language that, of course, a lot of people speak it as a secondary language, and it becomes a bridge. Now, not in all countries will you get the same openness towards people. And as I go through the countries, I will probably be doing more rankings on the openness that I experienced in the country, because I feel that's an important data point for international business and for globalization and internationalization. However, essentially what you get when you speak to someone from a country is an insight into their culture. And I think that if you want to sell, if you want to have a product in a country, learn culture. And of course, it takes time, it takes effort, and it's not easy. However, what you get is better margins, better product ideas, more hardworking people, and at the end of the day, what do people appreciate most about, or what do you think about most when you think about a person? To me, the most important thing that I think about is whether that person respected me or not. And so if you want to be respected, the logical conclusion to that sentiment is, of course, that you have to respect others. And of course, I do all of the heavy lifting for you. So if you are looking for me to do some heavy lifting on the cultural side for you, feel free to contact me for a one-on-one consultation, absolutely free of charge, for 15 minutes. If you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate a like. If you really like this video, feel free to share it. If you want to join me on this journey of internationalization and globalization, feel free to click that subscribe button. This has been the Traveling Report. Thanks for watching. Peace.